Former United Nations General Secretary Kofi Annan has now urged the UNSC or the Security Council to push for the return of Rohingya Muslims back to Myanmar. Kofi Annan, who led an advisory commission to the Myanmar government, said that world powers must work together with the country's military and civilian leaders to end the refugee crisis and ensure the repatriation of Rohingyas in Myanmar.
Thousands of people have been. This is not going to be easy. They will only go back if they have a sense of security and confidence that their lives will be better. And we in the recommendation indicated that they should not be put in camps. They should be allowed to go back to their villages and they should be helped to rebuild and reconstruct. Thousands of people have been. This is not going to be easy. They will only go back if they have a sense of security and confidence that their lives will be better. And we in the recommendation indicated that they should not be put in camps. They should be allowed to go back to their villages and they should be helped to rebuild and reconstruct.
Details on this story. Parikshit, we heard what Kofi Annan had to say, very clearly batting for the repatriation of Rohingyas in Myanmar, and there really is a growing chorus globally, internationally, for Myanmar to ensure that the Rohingyas are rehabilitated back in their land. Parikshit, if you can hear me, give us a sense of how the international community is now coming together to pile pressure on Myanmar, demanding, of course, that they repatriate Rohingya Muslims, that they allow Rohingyas back into their land.
The Kofi Annan committee report had already said how these Rohingyas in different parts of the world have to be repatriated. Now this latest statement coming in definitely puts pressure on Myanmar at a time when the UNHRC and several countries, the UN Secretary General's office, are urging Myanmar to take a more humanitarian stand. Remember, over the last couple of years, lakhs and lakhs of Rohingyas have left Myanmar, or they have been thrown out, and they have moved towards countries like Bangladesh. They've moved towards India as well. India has about 40,000 Rohingya refugees, and now the international community is urging Myanmar to take them back because we're seeing immense violence in the Rakhine state. We have seen violence in Myanmar as well against Rohingyas, and these Rohingyas have been fleeing the violence in Myanmar. So there is this feeling in the international community that Myanmar has been silent on this, and it's high time that Aung San Suu Kyi and the Myanmar government, the Myanmar army, accept them back, because at the end of the day, they have come from Myanmar. This is what countries like Bangladesh have also been saying, that there is a Kofi Annan committee report that needs to be implemented, and Myanmar needs to verify the antecedents of all these Rohingyas and take them back at the earliest. So after Aung San Suu Kyi made that statement during the UN General Debate, but in Myanmar, there is a feeling that Myanmar is now looking at this issue positively. Bangladesh is working out a mechanism via which they can send back refugees. India at the moment is carrying out an exercise of identifying illegal immigrants.
Yes.
We're also saying we don't have a refugee law. What the UNHRC may be saying about Rohingyas, about registered refugees, doesn't mean much, because India does not have a refugee law of its own. And if we consider somebody to be an illegal migrant, then we have every right to send them back to the country concerned.
All right, Parikshit, thanks so much for joining us with those details. For the benefit of our viewers, let's once again listen in to exactly what Kofi Annan had to say on the Rohingya crisis and on their repatriation back in Myanmar.
Thousands of people have been. This is not going to be easy. They will only go back if they have a sense of security and confidence that their lives will be better. And we in the recommendation indicated that they should not be put in camps. They should be allowed to go back to their villages and they should be helped to rebuild and reconstruct.